Hey everyone, this is Lauren from Sim Nights on Simbler, and I just want to show you how to use CC Magic, and I'm tired of trying to explain it to people without being able to show them, so this is why I'm making this video. So the first thing you want to do in order to get CC Magic is download and install the program. I already have it installed. You can find it on Mod The Sims with a quick Google search for CC Magic. I'm assuming you all know how to install and download and install the program, so I'm not going to walk you through that. I don't think you need any hand holding. So you're going to open it up. Once you install it, it'll probably have a option to open. So it's going to bring you to this this page right here. Over here you see where it says Legacy. That is your package folder. So this is mods/packages. I have a few folders in there. I have a defaults folder. I have a hacks folder. Now you probably don't want to merge your hacks with this program. I do usually merge some minor hacks like the hack sets, so the one more slot package OMSP, I merge my poses, but that's about it. So first thing you want to do is you can do this first, or you can install your content first. I'm just going to show you, for the sake of showing you, you can make a set. I'm going to make a couple sets because I already know what I'm going to install. So I'm going to put hair, and then I'm going to install some posters too. You can organize this however you want. It is up to you. It's up to personal preference. I don't care how you organize your CC. This is not how I organize my CC. It is just for the sake of showing you. So I have a couple hairs here. I'm going to extract these. Now you can do however you normally extract it, but it has to go, the files go in your downloads folder, your Sims 3 downloads folder, which is where Sims 3 packs are put when you install them through the launcher. Now there are a few file types you do not want to install using CC Magic. Those would be Sims in Sims 3 pack form, houses in Sims 3 pack form, and neighborhoods in Sims 3 pack form. And also counters that are in Sims 3 pack form will be, if they're changed to packages at all, counters will mess up in game when you try to do the corners. And then packages that are from patterns that are in create a pattern Sims 3 packs. Usually the creator of the pattern will tell you whether you can convert them or not. If it says CAP or CAP or create a pattern, you should not use the CC Magic to install those because they will cause the materializing materials error, and they will show up, they will like kind of eat some other patterns. That's my experience with that. So those are the kinds of files you don't want to install through CC Magic. So here I have, oh, did I extract the posters? Let me extract these posters, Star Wars posters. For Oliver. He's a Star Wars nerd. Anyway, so what you want to do is once you have, now I wouldn't have normally done that, but I'll tell you why. What you're going to do is once you have stuff installed, you're extracted to your Sims 3 downloads folder, you're going to hit refresh. That will import all of the files into your CC Magic program. Now, normally what I do is I extract them all, extract all of one type to the downloads folder at a time. That would be, I would extract adult female hairs at once. I would extract chairs at once. That's so I can just go ahead and hit like this and drag, select them all and drag them just to the set I want to put them in. So I usually extract them by set. I find that's easier than going through and saying, I want this one in this folder and I want this one in that folder. Now you will notice that these two have the same name. They are Chantel Sims Star Wars Posters.package and .sims 3 pack. It doesn't matter which one you keep. You don't need to keep both. They're the same object. So if something is made in a Sims 3 pack and a package, you can choose whichever one you keep. They're both made in the packages at the end of the day, so I usually keep the package. And you can press delete to delete it permanently from CC Magic, your downloads, everything. It won't show up in your game. So then I'm going to I'm going to move this one to posters. You see how I'm just kind of dragging it over. So if I already selected that, but if I wanted to drag it back to the default folder, I would drag it over there to default. And then I'm going to drag it back though. So that's how you install content. Now, this is important. You need to enable the sets that you have just created. So here you're going to go to configurations, and you can make as many as you want. And I find it easy. Like in The Sims 2, I had a medieval save and a regular save, and I had that I was using you could use the Sims 3 Endgame Starter to do that too. Sims 2 Endgame Starter, I'm sorry, for Sims 2. You could use that before the Ultimate Collection came out, but I don't think it worked with the Ultimate Collection. So once I got that, I was just using separate folders and just renaming them. But this is a way to do that kind of same thing that the Endgame Starter for Sims 2 would do and have just different configurations of custom content. So say you do a medieval game. and then you do a modern game. I would probably just keep medieval game as default, but I'll say this one's like Jazz Age, like maybe 1920s, because I know who this is for. I know she's really interested in that. So there you go, Olivia. So what I would do, I will show you though, you cannot add an object to more than one set, because look, I've already installed the Star Wars poster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, if I go to put that package back in my downloads folder, and then I hit refresh to make it show up, it doesn't show up. It's missing because it's already installed right here. So you can't put it in more than one. So what I would do if I were making a medieval game or a, whatever game and a modern game is I would put hair modern, hair, oops, and when you make sets, you can move them around, hair both, and hair medieval. And that way, if I wanted, say, Under the Sun to be in the modern game, and I wanted, well, there's more package than that, modern game, and then I want Unofficial to be in just medieval, I could do that, but I would have to go into configurations, and what I would personally do is do enable hair both and hair medieval in my medieval game. And that way you can have it so you put whatever you want in what kind of game you have. So for default, it's going to be my modern one. So I'm just going to put hair modern and hair posters. And then this is really important every time you make a new set. But if you don't make any new sets, you generally don't have to touch this configuration option unless you are changing the configuration, because clicking on it will change the configuration. So once you have enabled your sets, you're going to want to press this rebuild button. And I think every time you go to change it, you're going to click medieval. So we're going to play medieval this time, and you're going to press rebuild. And that will just change the way this works is I think it works through the resources.configuration file, the same kind of thing that you downloaded off Mod The Sims when you first started getting CC. And you can alter that option here if you have a custom one. I don't know how you do that because that is very advanced. It says up here that you can play. You used to be able to use CC Magic as a launcher, but unfortunately with patch 1.69 you have to run it through the Sims 3 launcher. It still works just as well. So that's how you do that. And every time you add new custom content, see, I'm going to add another hair. That's the wrong button. I'm going to add Anto Cookie. That sounds like a hair. And I'm just going to extract files to downloads, hit refresh, and hit that in modern, I guess. So if you see this button up here, it means that you need to rebuild before it'll show up. So if you install new custom content, see I installed this new Alexo Cookie Chop, I'm going to have to press rebuild before it will show up in my game. So if I want to go play now, I can do that. I can close the program and go play Sims 3. But that's the thing that I think a lot of people miss, and I forget it sometimes too, to hit rebuild. Also, the thing I mostly miss is the configurations. If I make a new set for like Christmas stuff, sometimes I'll forget to enable it, and I'll be like, where's my Christmas stuff? Oh crap, I forgot to enable it. So this is the part I get hung up on. The most important part though is that you hit rebuild every time you make a change and want to open your game. There is another feature of this program that I really like. It's the collections. You can see what I have here in my collections. The items aren't actually in CC Magic right now because I have I've like made a new folder just for this demonstration. So I'm going to make a new collection. You saw I hit add down here. I'm going to remove that one. Add, and I'm going to put posters. So I'm going to put my Star Wars posters in it. I'm just going to pick, you can pick all sorts of icons here. And what I'm going to do is press rebuild, close the program, reopen the program, because I've noticed it doesn't show you every collection unless you reopen the program. So then I'm going to hit collections right here and find my posters collection. And then I'm going to hit rebuild. And that way, when you go to buy mode, it should show up. Well, actually, that was the wrong one, but it's the same thing. It'll show up with this icon under a folder in collections named posters in game. And that does work. The collections feature is a little bit finicky. As I mentioned, sometimes you do have to make it a couple times and close the program once or twice in order to get it to work. But I do really like it. And then there's some options here. You can press compression. I believe that would be if you use the compressorizer on your package files. I believe that does the exact same thing as a compressorizer, just in this program, so you don't have to worry about compressorizing your files before you add them. So yeah, that's about it for this, for CC Magic. That's about all I can think of. Oh, right here, you can clear your caches. You're supposed to do that I think you're supposed to do that every time you install something, especially hacks or mods, or big ones at least. You're supposed to clear your cache, but I usually don't. I've never really had a problem with it, and I've never had it fix my issue. So there's that. There is one thing I might suggest that I don't actually do this, but if you install new CC through this program and you're concerned about it, maybe you just want to test it first, leave it in your default folder and make sure the game runs and make sure it doesn't crash your game, and then you can put it in whatever set you want it to be in. I'll probably start doing that now that I've thought about it, because honestly it makes more sense, because sometimes I'll install like 100 things, put them all in there. I have like 50 or so sets. I'll put them all in their different sets and I'm like, oh crap, what did I just install? I don't know. So that's the easiest way I can think of to test for conflicts, see if your game still opens. After you do that, leave it in the default folder. So if y'all have any questions, I hope you understood this tutorial. Hope it was beneficial to you. If you have any questions, you can hit me up, simnights.tumblr.com. I'll leave the link down in the description. You can ask or message me anytime. There are also a number of other tutorials on the web, and including YouTube, that I think you should be able to watch too, if they have any additional information for you. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.